Hey guys, so you're over 40 and you want to be a photographer? Well, if I could do it, anybody can. Let's get after it. Hey guys, Rosario Zinnanti here, New York City photographer. So I'm going to start this video by saying thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed. I hit my first milestone, 100 subscribers. I know it's not that big a deal, but to me it is. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for subscribing. So I thought we could get to know each other a little and I would share some of my story to show that if I could start being a photographer in my late 40s, anyone can. So let's go back a little bit. I was a personal trainer coach for over 20 years. One day at one of the gyms that I was training in, my boss forced a new client on me. I was pretty booked up at the time and wasn't really looking for any more clients, but he insisted due to the fact that the client was a former hockey player and he just didn't trust any of the other trainers with him. So I reluctantly gave in and took the client. Little did I know that the client was John Engstrom and he would change my life. You see, John was already a pretty big deal in photography and videography, as well as owner of Flug, which is New York's best camera lighting rental house. So I started training John, and every week John would have these amazing stories of photo shoots with celebrities, or he was assisting other photographers with lighting and some of the best photographers in the business. So many cool stories. So it motivated me to get a camera, a Canon Rebel. Yes, a Canon Rebel. So sidebar, John told me to get a Canon 5D Mark II because I would have a better camera than 80% of the population, he told me. I told him that's expensive and what if I lose interest? Well, that was the first time of many that John was right. And yes, I should have bought that camera right out the gate. So I get the camera, not to be a photographer, but to take some nice pictures of my son. But I wanted to learn all the bells and whistles, not just shoot in auto. So I signed up for a digital photography 101 at School of Visual Arts, which was great, you know, for me. It gave me a solid foundation on camera controls and Photoshop. Great way to start. However, that leads right to the next time that John was right. And he said, and I quote, "Why are you wasting your money on a class? If you want to learn how to do this, come on some jobs with me. You'll get real world experience and knowledge and really learn how to do this." And boy, was he right. I met and learned from some of the best photographers in the business. One that comes to mind is David LaChapelle. All those amazing covers of Rolling Stone. Yeah, that was him. That was David shooting the covers, John lighting the covers. So over the course of a couple of years, I learned techniques and I learned lighting that absolutely would never have been taught in a class. Problem solving that would never have been taught in a class. Priceless education, you know? And instead of paying for it, I was getting paid. So yes, I took some nice shots of my son for sure after that. So soon after I started taking those decent shots, a friend of mine who was Maria Allegro, IFBB Figure Pro, was competing. She asked me if I wouldn't mind taking some shots of hers. So I said, sure, I could do that. And then someone else asked, and then somebody else asked. And then a friend of a friend asked for fitness shots as well and said the magic words, "Hey, I'll pay you." So I was like, wait, people will pay me to do this? I was like, okay. So I learned through that experience, it's not so much about the camera as it is about the glass. It's all about the lenses, photographers will tell you. That's where you change the game. Because if you remember, I only had a Canon Rebel. So I figured, okay, let's save and get better glass. And right around then is when magic struck yet again. One of my clients who worked for Macy's events, Macy's Herald Square, might I add, she saw a picture that I took of my son and loved it. It was kind of like a picture that you might see like for a Friendly's ad or something. It was just something that I took. Anyway, she loved it and she wanted a print. I gave her a print and she put it on her desk at work. And wouldn't you know it, her boss saw it and said, "Great picture, who took that picture?" She told her it was her friend Rosario and he's a photographer. I was like, really? I really wasn't at the time. To which she asked, can I hire him for events? Is he available? And without even looking for a job, I now get regular gigs from Macy's Herald Square. Mind blown, right? I'm so green, and yet here we are shooting amazing Macy's events. Pro athlete signings, actors, singers, Macy's parade, Macy's fireworks. So not only am I working cool events, but I'm buying the right gear from money earned from photography. No earnings from my training went into my photography business. It was all money that I was earning as a photographer. So what started as a hobby, here I am earning money, and I'm buying lenses. I'm working and I'm buying better equipment, cameras, lighting, etc. So at some point I set up as an LLC, Rosario Zinnanti Photography, and we were off to the races. I guess I was a photographer. After that, we kept pushing and hustling. I was assisting John, I was shooting, I was on YouTube every day, watching tutorials, watching at least one tutorial, sometimes as many as 20, because I wanted to learn everything about photography and Photoshop. So, and I wanted to learn as quickly as possible. So I was shooting everything and anything, but I built my reputation as a fitness photographer. But definitely was looking for my style. Still haven't figured out what my niche or style would be completely. So one day I received an invitation to a photography event in Vegas. There's gonna be 10 photographers shooting 20 glamour models, all sorts of locations and looks. My now wife talked me into going. Yes, we have that kind of trust. And that's where I learned different lighting and techniques, more on the sexy side. And that's where the wheels started turning, and I started to develop a fit glam style. Now, why wouldn't fitness competitors want to look sexy in their images, right? And so now I'm shooting a style that was different at the time, combining fitness and glamour. You don't even know some of the looks that we used to get in the gyms with the models wearing some of the things that they were wearing. Now everyone shoots sexy fitness, so it's really not that big a deal, but at the time it was pretty crazy. So it's been about 15 years now. I've shot all different types of photography at least once. Fitness, fashion, editorial, beauty, events, weddings, headshots, products, everything. But am I done? Not even close. Now it's video and YouTube channel, and that's where you guys walked in. And again, thank you for joining me here. It's been fun. In weeks to come, join me for more BTS and more photo shoots, some Photoshop, and some product reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe and help this old guy grow the channel. Let's boost the algorithm. And click this video next for more behind the scenes. Thanks guys, see you next time. Cheers. Hey, subscribe.